Alright, what's up guys? It is Saturday. It is 5:50-ish in the morning, and we're getting ready to go on a long run. Today's run is 10 miles, and what we're doing today with this run is we are starting our nutrition testing. Okay, so basically I do this So basically I do this every race where you have to kind of see what is going to work with you nutritionally. Okay, now I've had tremendous trouble in the past. I've had successes in the past. It's about figuring out what works for you, how much you need to carry, how much you can carry on your being, and then what works, what tastes good for you, and what works well with your GI system. Okay, I've had races where at the end of the race I legit just let it all fly because the sugars, the heat, it just didn't work with me, with my stomach. Okay, you remember when you're running, your internal body temperature is starting to heat up, and if you don't have enough water, you don't have enough liquid fluid to cool you down, you're eating to all this sugary substance. At some point your body's just gonna say, alright, we gotta get rid of this shit, and whatever. You know, if you watched the live broadcast of Ironman Coeur d'Alene just last weekend, Lionel Sanders was having a tremendous race. He was leading, and he got to the run. He was about a minute behind the leader in the run around mile 7, and he just let it all hang out. I mean, it's just on the course, just blah. And you know, I've done that after a race, freaked my daughter out, but it is what it is. So you saw this morning, I made oatmeal. I'm right now letting it cool. It's half a cup of oatmeal and a heaping scoop of peanut butter. All right. What we're gonna do is we are drinking our hydration, our base hydration supplement, Base Hydro. Okay. So I compared this with the lemon flavor, and there's a reason. Right now I'm using the watermelon vice the lemon. I'm going to use this too, but right now I'm using that. So I compared the two, and this is kind of weird for me. I compared the two, and the watermelon has 80 calories, lemon has 80 calories. Watermelon has 280 milligrams of sodium, this is 270. 21 grams of carbs, 21 grams of carbs. When you flip it over and you look at the back though, this has no potassium, says nothing about magnesium, but has 4 milligrams of calcium. This one, the lemon lime flavor, has 141 milligrams of potassium, 67 milligrams of magnesium, and 2 milligrams of calcium. Why is that a big deal? Because even though, you know, sodium, potassium, magnesium are the 3 biggest electrolytes used and lost for endurance racers. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 1 serving of this pre-run, and then I'll be bringing 1 serving of this, or a little more than a serving, probably a serving and a half of this on the run, and I'll have that on the run with me. So that's what I'm doing hydration-wise. Nutritionally, because it's a 10-mile run, I'm going to be out there for a little while, I'm testing different flavors in different goo packets, so gels. So I have 2 flavors here. I have the vanilla bean, I have the vanilla bean, and I have salted caramel, and these are by Goo. Just a little, you know, it's like basically cake batter, if you will, just throw it in there. It's just all sugars and sugar. I'm going to use this one at the last. I'm probably going to take 1 every 3 miles, so I may not even get to this one. I may take that one before I even get on the run. I don't know. I may just forget it altogether. I haven't decided. I'll figure that out in the next hour. So I'm going to use salted caramel on the run for today. They have 450 milligrams of amino acids. It doesn't say which ones. Are they just regular, general amino acids? Are they EAAs, BCAAs? I don't know. Doesn't really go into that, but it's 450 milligrams. 125 milligrams of sodium and 20 milligrams of caffeine with the 100 calories here. And of the calories, it is 22 grams of carbs. So a lot of carbs in here. So this is going to be like on course nutrition. 100 calories should last, I don't know, like 20 minutes. Like ridiculous. Like I figured it out yesterday. I burn about 14 to 15 calories per minute when I'm at peak heart rate. So I'm gonna do the calculation today to figure out where I'm at. But yeah, 100 calories won't last too long, which is why I've got 3 of them. So I'm probably gonna take these every like 30 minutes or so on the run. Again, I'll be out every, you know, that should be out there about 90 minutes or so. So every 3 miles, probably have another goo. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy breakfast, and I'll get back and talk a little bit more about what I'm doing on course, what I'm doing during this run, and what's gonna happen in the future runs, and all the other stuff. Now, one of the things you'll probably notice while I get my shorts. Now, one of the things you'll probably notice with the lemon lime bottle is that I only filled it up. I only filled 16 ounces in the running bottle. The green bottle is a 24 ounce bottle. So what am I going to do with the other 8 ounces? Well, I'm going to save that for after the run because, well, we all know I'm going to be dehydrated as all hell because, well, I'm big, it's humid, I sweat, and I'm going to be dehydrated. So I save the other 8 ounces or so, or 6, it's more like 6 ounces, in the bottle later, so that right after the run, I've got something, a little bit of sodium, a little bit of potassium, to go ahead and digest and start the rehydration process so that I'm not, you know, suffering later on in the day and not, you know, hydrated. Because for me, I found in this heat, it's a struggle to get hydrated. I know I watched a video recently where the running coach was like, you know, one of the things you can do in the heat to, you know, get better at running in the heat is rehydrate yourself as soon as possible. Well, a lot of times with me, I have to drink almost a gallon after a long run just to get to that point where I'm like, okay, I'm almost hydrated. So that's going to start. I'll have a Gatorade a little bit later, you know, with that or a little bit later. I have the Gatorade 0 calorie, just, I don't really need the calories, I just need the sodium and electrolytes and the liquids. So I'll drink 20 ounces of Gatorade, and then I'll start drinking my water to rehydrate myself because, yeah, that's it. So right now it's 6:20 a.m. and I'm almost ready. I'll probably be out the door in about 15 minutes, but you know, we got to do the deed first. So I'm going to get everything prepped. I'm going to go do my business, and then I'm going to head out the door. I'll see you at the end of my 10-mile run today. Alright, so another thing I did on this run is I took my Energize, my pre-workout, just to give it a little extra pre-run caffeine boost. There's some electrolytes in there, but nothing special. However, it is 7 o'clock, and I'm like, I should have been, you know, a third of the way done. But that pre-run poop, man, came back to get me a second time. What am I running in today? Just so you know, I've got the Hoka Carbon X. I've got the Hoka Carbon X's. I'm rocking the Under Armour shirt I got in Orlando. The Cool Tech or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. But it's hot. It's 98% humidity right now. 70-something degrees, 98% humidity. I'm going to try not to die. Luckily, like I said, I got hydration. I ate. I'm good. I ate about an hour ago. So I should be able to use those carbs for this run. I've hydrated about an hour ago. I've got hydration with me. All I got to do is get a piece of gum. And I got my phone, my music, my nutrition, on-course nutrition. So let's get it, and I will come back and check in and tell you how the run today went after 10 miles. All right, well, that run was horrendous. It was horrible. It was incredibly humid. I mean, like, to the point where you shouldn't even be outside. Like, that's how humid it was. I mean, this is ridiculous. I was, you know, and here's the messed up part about it, right?
I'm training for a marathon where I'm trying to get sub 4 hours. It means I gotta run an 8:30 to 9-minute mile. I don't think I averaged less than a 10-minute mile the entire run. 75 feels like 75. 98% humidity. I'm sorry. 80 feels like 87. Only 84% humidity. It went down a little bit. It started at 98. Either way, way too hot. Like, here's a sweat test. I'm gonna bring you down here so I can sit. Let's take the socks off. Like this is ridiculous and disgusting. This is supposed to be a wick away shirt. It's not wicking. It's so humid it can't wick anything. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this race.
A few moments later.
Alright, so let's talk about the run real quick before I shower. 10 miles at an 11:18 per mile pace. You can tell how that went. So total was hour 53. Yes, there was a lot of walking. Average heart rate was 150, so I mean it was still in my zone. It was just I couldn't breathe. You know, my miles were inconsistent at best. You know, I started slow, then I sped up, then I slowed, then I slowed, then I slowed. I mean, I was just walk running after 4.5 miles. I couldn't breathe after. I'm sorry. I had a hard time breathing because it was so humid. After 2, my legs were heavy from the get-go. My lower legs, like I could definitely feel them holding a ton of water. They felt swollen. I pushed through. You know, my stomach reacted to the gels just fine, so I'm okay with that. The hydration kind of ran out after like mile 8, so I was kind of down to nothing for the last 2 miles, but whatever. There'd be on race or on course nutrition that I could grab, so I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, it was just so humid. Like 4.5 or 4.75 is when I walked the first time. I had to pee, so I stopped in the woods and peed, like right at 5. And I felt better. And then I would run a mile or just around a mile, walk 0.2 of a mile, walk to the next mile, then walk 0.2, and then when I got to like 9, I just couldn't even do that anymore. So I had to like just walk, run. I managed to run the last like 0.6 of a mile home at a fairly decent clip. So I mean, there was still gas in the tank a little bit, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to practice running for a goal when I can't run like that because the weather conditions, and I'm just supposed to expect to show up on race day ready to go, you know, like that bothers me. At least when I ran the local race, I knew what the local weather conditions were going to be like, so I was accustomed from the get-go. But Nashville, Tennessee, right now it's 73 degrees in Nashville, 56% humidity. So it's almost 10 degrees cooler, and 30% humidity less. Like I almost want to go up to Nashville on a weekend and run, just to see what running up there right now would be like. I don't know. It sounds like I'm whining and I'm just bitching, but it's just one of those where when you have a goal and you don't see your current progress isn't leading you to that goal. I know there's still 13 weeks to go. 13 weeks from tomorrow. But it's tough to visualize reaching that goal when you're nowhere near it now. And I know that's what training's for. Next week is a half marathon, 13 miles, essentially. And I don't know how I'm going to do that if I couldn't run 10 today. I'm 9 weeks removed from a half marathon, and I can't run. I'm running as if I've never run a half marathon before. So I'm either going to have to get up at 4 and run from 5 to 7 before the sun's even up, or I'm just going to have to suck it up and run. Like I don't know. Like we'll see. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see. Sounds like I'm whining, and I probably am. I need to just suck it up and just keep going. I mean, the fact that I'm running in this heat is ridiculous enough as it is. I don't know how people do it where they run like 7.5 minute miles in this heat. It's just, wow, like superhuman. So, whatever, let me get cleaned up, figure out what the rest of the day has. Alright, so what's happening now, shut the white stripes off, is now I've been trying to rest all day. No sleep. You know, it's been real tough for me to just recover because I gotta watch my daughter as well. So it was what it was. I've been kind of just in lay on the couch mode. I've actually headed to the gym to go do a workout edit. I'm gonna try my hand at that. So I'm gonna do a little editing, you know, camera work and editing for a buddy of mine. I'm actually trying to start a side thing where I do workout edits. I know it's tough. My workout edits don't look awesome because I don't have somebody filming me, but I have the vision, you know, and I want to just, you know, get better at that. So this guy, he's getting a free one by me, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Now, one of the things I want to talk about real quick before I get to the gym, and it's probably hella dark, but one of the things I want to talk about is the Hoka Carbon X shoes. Now, I know when I bought them, everybody was like, oh, you're so gonna feel, you know, return on investment, it's gonna feel so awesome, and you're definitely gonna go faster. Here's the reality, and maybe I just suck as a runner, but I've done 6 runs with the Carbon X's, ranging from like 3 to 5 miles down to up to 10 miles as of today. I feel with the longer distance runs, now maybe it's the humidity, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's just me not preparing and whatever. The last couple weeks have sucked as far as runs go. Like 3 weeks in a row of long runs have been horrendous. But I feel slower in the Carbon X's than I do in the Rincons, which is really weird because the Carbon X's have that carbon plate. So now I'm curious, you know, as far as like, do I still plan to race in the Rincons? Do I still plan to race in the Carbon X's, or do I start transitioning my long runs to the Rincons? Do I try the Rincons for a long run to see if that has a better result? I don't know. So I'm going to ask you, what should I do? Should I give the Carbon X's a few more weeks and then say if I'm still not feeling any faster, if you will? I mean, not really faster, but yeah, they say I'm supposed to be faster with those. Should I switch to the Rincons, or switch to the Rincons for the next run and see if that feels better? I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm having the runs that I was expecting. Maybe I was expecting too much. I don't know. You tell me what I should do, or what you think I should do. The next run is going to be 13 miles. The video will be out before the run. So I'll take, you know, the whatever answers I get on Friday, and I'll post this question on Instagram as well. What should I do? Should I switch the Rincons this week, or should I give the Carbon X's another couple runs to kind of see? So let me get to the gym so I can film my boy, and really line for ice. I guess 4th of July again, and then I will head back to the house and wrap things up with my final thoughts. And I'll go over today's. I think I already went over today's workout, but yeah, I'll wrap it up with my final thoughts. All right, so It's the end of the night. Right now, you might be able to see the clock. It is 10:45 p.m. Probably can't see that either. It is late. I was doing nothing all day the rest of the night. Once I got done with the video shoot at the gym, I sat my ass on the couch, made my dinner, and just vegged out. I even took like a little 10-minute nap. I fell asleep watching a YouTube video. But I am going to bed. I'm going to end the episode. I did nothing else. Summarize for the day is today's run sucked. And I'm praying to God that it's just like because of the heat and humidity, and that all this somehow magically comes together, and that when it's 30 degrees cool or 30 degrees cooler or 20 degrees cooler and 30-40% humidity lower, that it's just gonna click. But we're gonna have to suffer and keep suffering through these hot, humid days because it's summer in Florida. It's not getting any cooler. So maybe September will start to cool down, but until then, we just got to keep on pushing, and that's that. So thank you for watching. Check me out in the next video. We got 13 weeks left. So 13 more videos until race day, maybe one more to like summarize race day, and then we're going to take a couple weeks where we don't do much of anything except figure out what the future holds. Here's a spoiler alert. I already know. All right, guys. I'll see you next one.